This video is about reflections on a Cartesian plane. So we're all familiar with what a reflection is. It's a mirror image. And along the line, we refer to this as the mirror line. It's referred to also as the line of reflection. So that point when the real image, or the original, becomes the new image. Okay, so on a Cartesian plane, we're going to describe, we're going to label, and we're going to perform reflections. So the first part, when we see a reflection that has happened, we want to describe it. Now when we describe reflections, this is what we need to include. We need to include the location of the line of reflection. And then when we do that, we need to describe it as a vertical or horizontal line in relation to our x and y axis. And we need to put that into a sentence. So we're worried about our description here is a location, so anyone would know where to draw on their own, or they would know where to go to for that location on the Cartesian plane. So we see here this one is drawn. Once again, we use the original image, has our letters here, and the new image has the primes attached. So again, we know this one here is the new image. Okay, and then we see labeled here, shown here is the line of reflection. So that's our line of reflection here. But we need to describe where it is. So we do this in relation again to the horizontal or the vertical, having to do with the x-axis or y-axis. So this one crosses through the x-axis because it is a vertical line. So I'm going to talk about where it is in relation to the x-axis. So it's a vertical line that crosses x-axis at 1. Okay, so here's the 1 on the x-axis. That is where our line of reflection is located. So that's my description. Again, that was written over here. That's okay, I got to write it again. So that's what we're describing. So there's no need to do anything other than just describe where the line of reflection is located. Next, we're going to say about labeling. So here's a reflection that has occurred. And the thing, again, we have to make sure is that the line of reflection is shown. So in this one, it's not shown, so we're going to have to figure it out. And then we're going to also want to label our new image. Now, hopefully we can tell, once again, here we have CALF is our original, and the one on the left is our new one. So labeling that, remember this is a reflection, so it's not a translation, so it's not a slide over, so it's a reflection. So let's discover first where is our line of reflection. So what I do is I count the number of spaces in between the two images. Okay, and then I find the middle of those two, so that's 6 total. So the very middle is going to be 3, and that just happens to be on the y-axis. So if I was describing this, then I would say that the line of reflection is the y-axis. So it reflects across that. So now how do I know how to label this, the new image? Well, the easiest way is to count from the line of reflection to the old image, 1, 2, 3 for the C. The new image is going to be the exact same distance. So then this is C prime. So for A is going to be this new one here, okay? F is going to be here, and L is going to be here. And those again are prime. Now we have completed this. So again, make sure that you have the prime on each of the vertices, okay? And you have the line of reflection drawn and labeled, L of R. Okay, that is labeling a reflection. Label this reflection. Well, there's not a reflection there yet. So let's just go to a different sheet and we'll just do some reflections. Okay, so here's some reflections. We're going to start with just some points. We're going to describe this. So again, how do we describe it? We want to say where the line of reflection is. So how do I figure that out? Again, I count spots 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Half of 8 is 4. So this one's going to be right on the y-axis again. So line of reflection. Label it properly. I have done that. I labeled the line. Okay, this has A and this is A prime, so that part is done for me. So everything that I need is there. Next one, describe the reflection. Also this, sorry, with my description on the first one. L of R is the y-axis. Describe this reflection here. So I'm going to count between these again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, another way to do that is I'm at +4 and I end at -4. That's a difference of 8. So the middle of that's going to be 4. So this time our line of reflection is the x-axis. L of R is the x-axis. Okay, label properly. Once again, I've done that. We have the prime on the new one. All I need to do is that, and I can write L of R right there on my line of reflection. Label this reflection. Show line of reflection. So again, this one's easily done for us. It's already D prime is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be right in the middle there. Okay, L of R, and then I'm good to go. Reflect point E across the y-axis. So the y-axis is my line of reflection as stated in the question. So I need to label that L of R, and I'm going to reflect upon that. So I am, since we're right here at 0, I'm at -8. I'm going to be 8 away and on the same plane. So my new location is here, E prime. Let's get down to a shape. Reflect this triangle across the y-axis, or the x-axis, sorry. Okay, so this is my line of reflection, and I'm going to reflect that across. So the T is on the vertical line that is the 2, so I'm going to stay on that because I'm reflecting and I'm at the 6, and since I'm using the axis, I'm down to 0, so I'm going to be 6 away, so that one will be T prime. H is at the 8 and 8, so I'm going to be at -8 and -8. A is at 5 and 8, so I'm going to be at 5 and -8. A hat, H-A-T. Excellent word there. Okay, and then I connect those as it's supposed to be, and I'm finished. Label this reflection properly. Okay, so this one doesn't have any letters on it. We'll just put letters on it. A, B, C, and D. Okay, it's a reflection. How far between? So this one's going to be C prime, D prime, B prime, A prime. Okay, it's a reflection. In between them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one's trying to be tricky. 7, so what's halfway on 7? Halfway on 7 would be 3.5. So if I count up 3.5, 1, 2, 3.5. Okay, there's my line of reflection. L of R. Okay, and now I am completely labeled properly. So that's how we do reflections.